What is up, you guys? I missed you. How you been? I've been fine. How's Rona? I know. Okay, let's go. What's up, y'all? It's Yaz and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming across my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can join the family. Yeah, so I've been missing in action, but honestly I feel like a lot of people have been missing, you know, even like friends and not YouTube life. Like, it's just hard, and you know, during a pandemic and life and transitioning, you can't really do much, and then you do something and then you're like, oh no, you know, it's a lot. So as you can tell, like, I didn't intentionally want to leave YouTube, but I just felt like it was just so much going on in the world, which it still is so much going on in the world, that it was hard trying to find time to pull out the camera. And it's like, if I do pull out the camera, what am I even going to record? Because you can't do anything. But I am here after a few months. I honestly don't know how long it's been, but you guys have not stopped hitting me up on Instagram, showing love and asking me when I'm gonna be back. And a lot of you guys know, I dropped my last video. It was about me challenging my LPN while I finish up my RN. And yeah, so a lot of you guys seen that I did accept a job. I have been working at this job for a minute, and honestly that's a blur too, because I can't tell you exactly how long I've been working there. I feel like it's been maybe a month or two. I couldn't tell you guys. I'm sorry, I should have been more prepared, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't just come on camera and start talking, you know. A lot of the questions that you guys have been asking me is, what is it like transitioning into the nursing role? What is it like working during this pandemic? And the list goes on and on. So in this video, I'm just gonna sit and talk to you guys about what's been going on with me, a life update, where I've been, you know. So yeah. Before I get into this video, I want to take a moment to shout out IresistibleMe hair. This is the hair that you see in my hair. It's so long, so silky. I love it. I really am so happy that they decided to reach out to me and work with me, because I don't really have a lot of hair stuff on my channel, so I was like, that's pretty cool. So this is the box that I received. I received tape-ins. Yes, I said that right. Tape-ins. And I was definitely nervous, because I was like, the first thing when they reached out to me, because I wanted clip-ins because I'm so bad with sew-ins, and but they were in stock, you know, with Corona, COVID and stuff like that. I guess they were having issues getting stuff stocked in, which is totally understandable. So they reached out to me about tape-ins, and the first thing I did is I went to YouTube and I googled, do black girls with tape-ins, because I was like, this just sounds like a bad idea, like off rip. But I looked at some. There's a few videos of, you know, black women, black girls getting tape-ins in their hair. I was really worried of how they would hold, and if they would rip my hair out, because, you know, we do have a kinkier texture, and even me, my hair is not the most dense, but it's still not silky, you know, other race hair, you know. Girl, I love them. I think that they're super easy to put in. You can take them out easily with putting coconut oil. All I did is I flat ironed my hair. I sectioned it. You get 2 pieces of hair. You stick it in like a sandwich. Press it with your flat iron for a little bit, and it's in there. And I've had these in for about 2 weeks. So I'll show you guys the packaging of it really quick. It looks like when you open it up, it says IresistibleMe, and then they come in cute little pink baggies. Now, I only used a pack of this hair, so they sent me the 3. I think it was the 250 density, and I only used 1 pack for my hair, and my hair looks, you know, thick. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin. Of that, thank you so much, IresistibleMe. I got semi-cute during this pandemic because of y'all, so shout out. I'm gonna have all their information listed down below so you guys can get some hair. They have other stuff as well, so I would just check it out, but the tape-ins, highly recommended, sis. Okay, so back to the video. Like I mentioned before, I am a new grad nurse. I challenged my LPN, and I started working during this pandemic. the biggest thing that I can say that I've noticed the difference is definitely the precautions that we've been having to take. Like when we walk in, they check our temperature, they ask us the list of signs and symptoms, and as soon as we come in, we have to sanitize, and we have to put a mask on immediately. We wear a mask all day. When I did my interview, I did not expect to like do my interview the way it is. I thought I was just picking up a application because the location that I was at, I don't think they did online applications. So I went up to the facility, and yeah, so I was out there, I just filled it out, and the lady came out there and interviewed me outside. And mind you, it was so hot. I live in Florida. It was so hot. I was just burning up. And yeah, so we were outside, we did the interview, and that's how my interview went. So off rip, things are a little bit different for Corona, you know. And so when I got hired, I started the process, and like I said, they check our temperature. So they have been doing precautions from the very beginning. So they have been taking extra measures to, you know, prevent the spread of COVID. So when I started working, there was, you know, just a certain area in the facility that was, you know, especially for like isolation COVID. And we didn't have, you know, any active cases of COVID, but it was just a certain area that if any people came into the facility, that is where they're held, that's where they're monitored for 14 days. And so that was like the isolation hall. With that, you have to do, you know, full PPE, gloves, gown, mask, face shield, the whole shebang, when you're entering the rooms that are isolation. So when I was training, I kind of trained all around, and definitely working in the isolation area was a bit harder for a new grad nurse like me, because not only am I like still trying to get the motions of just, you know, my meds and my treatments and, you know, all that different other stuff, but now I have to worry about, okay, suiting in, suiting out. Mind you, I'm wearing a mask all day, and I have to wear another mask when I go into the room. So like there have been moments where like I'm going to take off my whole mask, or I walk out of a room and I actually took off my mask that's supposed to stay on my face. And it's just a lot, and it seems like it's super simple, and like, you know, like it's not that big of a deal. You just change in, change out. When you try to remember every single thing on earth, and you try to time manage and do all this other stuff, and you're like, you've never done any of this before, it can be a bit overwhelming, because it's like now I'm over here focusing on the outside of like what I'm wearing on the outside, because there are nurses there who are like, we don't like, you know, the circumstances that we have to work in, which it isn't bad, but it's just annoying, quote unquote annoying, having to walk in and out the rooms and all this other stuff. Dressing in and dressing out is, you know, it's a hassle. But honestly, it's the best. I feel like it's the best thing to do, because we're, you know, you're trying to not spread COVID, so it kind of is what it is. But yeah, so even people who have been nurses for a while, you know, who have experiences, who isn't just struggling with the job itself, are like, oh, it just makes their job so much harder. Little old me was like, I don't even know, like that right there, I can't even put into words what it was like. Like I felt so overwhelmed, and I was still training at this point. Like the nurse that I was shadowing, she was overwhelmed, so like I kind of just stood back. It was kind of like, I'll let you do your thing, I want to help if I'm able to, but if you're a nurse, or you've been around a nurse, or if you had clinicals, a lot of those nurses don't want to take students when they have like a busy day, because like it just makes their job harder. So I understood, so I kind of just like stood back, and I was like, you know what, girl, you know, I'm here. And she did teach me a lot though, like in the midst when we did have a few downtimes, she did teach me some things. But yeah, so working in that area was rough. So when I started training, I trained in the other areas that wasn't COVID. My first time alone, like out of orientation, I wasn't in the isolation area. It was smooth, it was fine. However, like you're still gonna have those new grad jitters. You know, you're not going to be the fastest. You're still, you know, you want to be efficient, you want to be thorough. And so I moved a lot slower than the other nurses. Not super slow, I feel like I'm harder on myself, but definitely I felt like another nurse that have been there for a while, they can probably do this job and not have to question so many medications. They're used to seeing what these stuff look like. They're used to knowing, you know, for treatments, what kind of treatments they're given, what the ointment looks like. Mind you, when you're in nursing school, if you don't have any medical background, you're reading about these things, but you don't know what they look like. You've never seen them hand in hand. You've never seen a human take these medications and actually like, physically respond to them. So it's definitely different. Everything was new to me. I was like, I would read everything because I'm like, this sounds familiar. I think I learned this in school, but you know, obviously you're not going to remember everything. So as a new nurse, and even still now, I am a completely new nurse, you know, it's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's not, but it's definitely like, it's a lot to take in, but I love it. I honestly love it. I love the people. I feel like majority of the stress that comes with the job is just the job itself. And, you know, at the end of the day, the people that you're taking care of, you know, it's not their fault. It's just life, and that's why you became a nurse, to take care of these people. And so when I'm in the room with them and I'm talking to them, like I absolutely love it. It's just like I can be so stressed, you know, preparing myself to go into the room, but once I go in there and I'm just chit-chatting with them, it's just like, this is why you're putting on that extra stress. Yeah, this is why, you know, you get a little overwhelmed. It's because you know, you're able to take care of this human being that's, you know, here. And that's why I feel like I absolutely love what I do, even though it's been hard, you know, transitioning as a nurse. The actual reason why I am a nurse hasn't faded. And it just makes it even more rewarding, you know. And I could kind of just keep going on and on, but I actually asked you guys on Instagram to send me some Q&As, because I know a lot of these questions that I'm addressing in this video, you guys have been asking me, and there's probably other things that you guys have been asking me that I've been looking over and I didn't get a chance to answer. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and I did get those. So I'm going to do the Q&A of everything that you guys want to know as a new grad nurse and a new grad nurse during the pandemic. So I have the questions on my phone. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So I'm just going to go right into it. So the first question is, has being an LPN actually shown you exactly what it's like being a nurse? I kind of just answered that question. I mean, I am a nurse, like an LPN, RN, you guys are nurses. So, you know, I am a nurse, so I am seeing what it's like being a nurse. You see the ugly, you don't see, you know, the romanticism that you see on social media. So it's cutthroat, it's cut raw. You know, every day is not great, but like I said, it's the patience that make it worth it, you know? Do you think it's worth challenging the LPN NCLEX while still in school for my RN? Well, okay. So I actually mentioned this in my LPN challenging NCLEX. I have a friend, her name is Bianca. I feel like that's how you pronounce her name. She challenged her LPN while she was in RN school because her reasoning is she's already working as a CNA. She's putting in multiple hours. She might as well, you know, challenge her LPN so she can make more money and not having to work as much days. So it's just up to you. I can't really say because it just depends on the situation, you know. How was the transition from school to working as a nurse? Like I said, this one I kind of touched base on too. It's basically like real world textbook. They tell you that when you're in nursing school, but it's real life. Like the stuff that you learn in school is kind of just to pass the test. It's to pass the NCLEX. You don't really start learning until you hop on the floors. What was the hardest part of nursing school for you? The hardest part of nursing school for me had to have been, ooh, it's gonna storm if you guys can hear that, sorry. But the hardest part of nursing school for me wasn't like the actuality of the classes. It had to be handling your outside life while in school, because school is like your only focus. You don't have no time to really think about anything else. So it's like other things that happen in your outside life, it's like hard to balance that. And school didn't start really like feeling heavy on my back until I had, you know, certain tragedies that, you know, you can't control in my personal life. And it was just hard trying to like deal with things that were going on, but then trying to still be focused on school because, like, you know, you're putting time, you're putting money, you gotta finish this degree as, but and then at the same time it's just like I can't, I'm disconnected, I'm overwhelmed, I don't feel like myself. So that's definitely the hardest part of nursing school for me. So it's just finding that balance and finding something that you really enjoy to do. So when things are rough, you can always just, you know, take a step back and tune in with yourself, you know. Question is, how do you like your new job? I like it. I think that I love the people. I feel like one thing about me is that you treat everyone with how you want to treat. You treat everyone how you want to be treated. I know we've been getting taught that since kindergarten, but I am a 100%, you know, activist, I don't even know, 100% behind that theory. When I meet someone, you know, the thing about me is, like, I'm first, you know, reach my hand out, I want to shake your hand, hey, I'm Yasmin, nice to meet you. Like, that's how I am. And of course you're gonna have people who aren't nice, you're gonna have patients, residents who aren't nice, but at the end of the day, you gotta kill them with kindness. I'm taking y'all all the way back to kindergarten, but yeah, I like my new job. Things are stressful, but it's stuff that you can't control a lot of the time. So, you know. Next question is, do I regret becoming an LPN? Absolutely not. I am so grateful. I am so blessed to have, you know, found the beauty in this, you know, ugly situation, because I'm learning so much. Oh, this is sweet. This says, girl, I miss you. How are you doing physically, mentally, and emotionally? Y'all know I'm a softie, but I'm not gonna cry on camera because that's weird. But I'm okay, and I miss y'all too. I feel like sitting in front of this camera, like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm really hyped. I'm really happy, and I can't wait to, you know, interact with you guys again. But I'm okay. Physically, your girl's a little chunky. I'm trying to, you know, work it out, but nursing school will definitely pack on those pounds. Mentally and emotionally, it's a roller coaster. I'm so blessed and so fortunate, but I do have my days where I'm kind of out of it, and not for no specific reason towards school or anything like that. It's just my life. And like I said, we always complain, but there's always a situation, or there's always people who would pray, you know, who would give anything to be where you're at. And in your personal life, you know, getting over grieving and, you know, moving forward and, you know, stepping into becoming the woman or man that you want to be, it can be a little stressful. You can feel drained, and I feel like I've still been battling that. I've still been grieving, you know, other situations that happened in my life. I feel like, being that I never really took a break and detached myself from, you know, school and all that stuff, that it never allowed me to really heal. So I have been struggling with that, but I am good. I am blessed. Thank you so much for asking. That means a lot. Planning on getting your BSN? If so, will it be online or in person, in which schools? Ooh, well, we all kind of have to get our BSN, like it or not. So, of course, yes, ma'am, I'm gonna get my BSN. Where? And online or in person, I don't know. I've never thought that I would be an online kind of girl, because I didn't think I had, like, the willpower to actually be in class online. But after being in this class online, then I'm kind of like, maybe it is something I like. You have a little bit more freedom. You don't actually have to go to someone's campus and sit there. You can be at home. You can get stuff done in your own time, so to say. So, I don't know. I'm on the fence. When that time comes, I'll definitely, you know, share it with you guys and stuff like that. But as of right now, my biggest motto has been just, like, live in the present, do what you're doing now to get where you're going, and then when that time comes, focus on that then. Because when you worry about things that are way down the line, it's just extra stress, and we don't know what God is going to place into your life, or what ball, you know, what curveball he's going to throw you, or what path he's going to lead you on. So I try not to worry about stuff too far down the line. Last question are, what are the steps you took to become a nurse? School-wise, love your videos, by the way. I actually have a few videos, actually. I'm about to say a video, but no, I have a few videos about, you know, where I am, where I'm at. They're probably all separated, because I talked about each part of my journey, like, in a separate video. I never just had an accumulative video. So if you guys, excuse me, if you guys want an accumulative video of, like, my nursing journey, everything that I did to get to this very point, comment that down below so I can go into depth and kind of show you guys the process that I went in, the struggles that I went through, and like how I made the decisions that I made. Then I will. But so that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for still rocking with me. Thank you guys so much for steadily messaging me on Instagram and reaching out to me and checking up on me. And girl, the one who asked me about my mental health, yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you all so freaking much. I have not forgotten about my YouTube. YouTube is something that I brought on, that I started because I wanted to help you guys. But in order to help others, you have to learn how to help yourself. And that is why I have taken certain breaks from YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being patient with me. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love you so much. And I will see you all in my next video.